Welcome back to Yogaxpress, your virtual stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program. And today we have with us, as you can see, even though the taping is pretty late in the evening, we have two people well on their way to becoming yoga addicts. In fact, I think both of them are already there. To my immediate right, to my right, we have Ann Qin, and thank you so much for coming back on the show. And I really appreciate that both of you were so no fuss. I just called you this morning and you were here, so I appreciate that. It's great to have you back. Any words of wisdom you have for our viewers?
I love to come here if I have time. I always want to be here
Right.
to get a moment of stretch and a peace.
Absolutely, a little bit of me time, right? Something for yourself for a change. You have an MBA, your background, you have a business degree. So are you working in an office and do you need to come here to relax a little bit? How does
Yeah, especially today I have a day off. I've been running a lot.
Right.
And then tonight I came here and be part of this stretch.
Right.
And I think it's really helped me. Yeah, a
That's
lot.
great. It's wonderful. So you're not running away from your boss, from your workplace. You like running. You're a runner, right?
Yes.
Great. Wonderful to have you back and great to have you here. And I'm glad and I hope you'll be totally stretched at the end of today's episode. I think you'll like it. You'll relax. To my left, we have Indra Doodnauth. Indra, thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you for
and I'm
having
so
me.
happy that you're here, to have you here. So tell us a little more why you're here. And we did have a little bit of a chat before we started today. So let's revisit that.
Banu, you called me and I'm here and I
You're
don't know.
amazing.
You're a wonderful host. I don't know what
Thank
you
you.
do. I pay money to go to the gym and I don't go. And you call me and I am here. It's some kind of magic. I feel such a workout when I'm here. My muscles are all
After
tight.
yesterday's workout?
Yes,
How do
after
you-
yesterday's workout, my muscles are all tight and my legs feel stronger. When I was leaving, I'm walking down the street and my legs feel stronger. It's quite a workout.
Were you sore after yesterday's workout? Yesterday was a little intense.
Yeah, not quite sore, but like perfect. It's like
Just a happy sore, right?
Yes, exactly.
Great.
And it feels great.
I'm so happy. I'm so delighted that you're back here. A couple of times when we have new faces on the show, I'm a little concerned because our holding times are so long. I'm a little concerned that we might lose them. But you're very brave, so thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you.
Before I forget my manners, we'd also like to thank an amazing crew today. We have a full house, and that doesn't happen very often. So when it does, we want to make the most of their talent. On cameras, we have Alan Prendergast, Paul Johnson, Tiffany Winter, Sasha Horry, Beverly Dixon, Winston Gilchrist, I hope I said that last name right, Winston, and Joshua Garcia. In the control room, managing all the switchboard, everything in the control room, the engineering part of it, we have Josiane Hurd, Sharon Quinn, Florence Choice, and Fauzia Najjar. If I've missed anyone, forgive me. I will make sure that we acknowledge you in the credits as well. Studio manager Rich was responsible for all this amazing lights and the sounds and everything that you hear in the background and that you see in front of you. And we also had facilitators Drew Taylor and Roberto Espinel. Thank you so much to all of you for making this episode happen. You might notice the way Indra and Ann have their palms on their laps. Notice also how they are seated. They are sitting cross-legged. Now, full Padmasana, of course, is when you tuck your heels into the opposite side of the groin. So your right heel gets tucked into the left groin, left heel comes into the right groin. And when you have your knees out, your palms are facing upward, thumb and index finger touching. Don't think of that as any kind of spiritual symbol. Yoga does not have to be spiritual. Yes, we can take it to a spiritual level when we are ready. Think of this as just containing your energy within yourself, your electric circle, the arc of electricity that you keep within yourself. You might notice the way I'm sitting. We all have different anatomical proportions. For me, sitting on my knees helps me stretch my ankles, but it also helps bring my torso up, which means I help myself enhance my own lung power. And when you sit on your heels, when you're sitting on your heels the way I am, I would keep my palms facing down. I still am building my circuit of energy. You're giving that a shot. Good.
I know.
After a while, it might get, but you get a wonderful stretch as
Yeah.
well. This brings more peace. So this is more for the mind. This is more for the body. Think of it that way. Don't think of, putting your foot behind your neck, all those crazy things that people tell you about yoga. Yoga doesn't have to be, you don't have to be at the spiritual level at all. That happens in your own private time. What we are going to do, Ann, Indra, and myself, we're going to take you through a very simple sequence called the sun salutation before we actually stand up and get you through those 8 postures, 8 plus 4 repeats. Feel free if you want to come out of it and relax a little bit. But it's good that you experienced that because it can be a little bit painful. I want to remind our viewers that Yogaxpress airs Monday through Friday on Time Warner 57, RCN 84, and Fios 35 at 1:30 in the afternoon Eastern Time. That's 1:30 p.m. New York time. So those of you who would like to stretch with us, feel free. When you do come on our show, we have a lot of support for you. And I'm going to show you some of the stuff that we have for you. If and only if you come and stretch with us, I'm not sure which camera is going to pick this up. We have a title. Okay, 2. So we are right there. Okay. If you're going to be stretching with us, we give you a copy of Yoga Secrets, my 3rd title, which has 10 ailment-specific cards inside. So if you have any specific ailments that has been bothering you over a period of time, you can do some very simple stretches. These are simple stretches for common ailments. We'll also give you a little postcard and a fridge magnet. As we always say, stick this on your fridge, put this in your briefcase. Don't give yourself or us any excuses not to stretch. Okay, ladies, are we ready to do the sun salutation?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, let's get up. I think if we don't start stretching, we're going to stand up now. And if we don't start stretching now, we are going to freeze. Our blood is going to stop flowing. So we need to do that. Let's loosen up a little bit. I'm going to take my socks off. Bear in mind that if Ann, you've got your socks on, bear in mind that Ann has rubber dots under her socks. So you want to be very careful. You want to, if you insist on keeping your socks on, be mindful of your body and make sure that you have something that gives you traction on the mat. You don't want to slip. The main thing is to be very mindful of yourself, of your body. You don't want to hurt yourself. You want to be sure that you keep stretching. We're going to stagger ourselves. So Ann and Indra, if you want to come forward just a little bit, that's good. That's enough. I'm going to come back. Heels are together. Toes are slightly apart. I know there are different schools that might teach you to keep your toes closer. The idea in this particular program is to feel as relaxed as you can, especially when you're starting to get into a posture. So the natural way to keep your feet would be to bring your toes out. Place your palms in front of your chest and lift your elbows. The moment you lift your elbows, immediately your mind stays alert, stays in the moment. Also, when you press your palms together, what you are doing is you are giving some relief to your wrists. So if you're like any of us and you sit at the computer for long hours, every now and then you want to press your palms together. It gives you wonderful, wonderful relief at the wrist. This posture is called Namaskara Asana or prayer posture. Asana is posture, Namaskara is prayer. Inhale. Lift your arms up. And once your arms are all the way up, you want to wiggle your biceps behind your ears. As you do that, you'll notice that your pelvis tilts forward just a little bit. Hold it right there. Take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, fold over with a nice straight back. So this posture is Hasta Uttana, arms raised. Hasta is arms or hands. Uttana is raised. Exhale and fold. Pada Hasta again. Hands. Hasta is hands. Pada is feet. Hands to feet. Hold it right there. You should feel a nice, delicious stretch in the back of your legs. You might notice that in yoga, especially the sun salutation is a total workout. When you're folding over the way we are doing right now, your spinal extensors, in fact, please stay there, your spinal extensors are getting a beautiful workout. So the whole of the back of your body is getting a wonderful release. It's getting a beautiful stretch.
Yeah.
And you feel it, right?
I feel that stretch, yes.
And the back of the legs at the base of the sacrum, that's where the sciatic nerves divide. And the sciatic nerves are protected by your hamstrings in the back of your legs. So the tendons under the hamstrings are getting a beautiful stretch. Your sciatic nerves are getting a release. And we are holding all this. Our holding times are much longer. That's why we are totally charged when we leave the studios. And you feel a wonderful compression of your lower abdomen on your upper thighs. So that's great. You feel that, right?
Yes.
Now, place your palms about 16 to 18 inches in front of your feet. Take the left leg back, and then the right leg goes back. Now, if you can get your heels down, keep your buttocks high. If you can get your heels down to the floor, that's wonderful, because that's what you want to feel. But without getting your heels down all the way, if you still feel the stretch, that's fine. You do want to make the connection with something, though. So if your heels are not going to come down, you can place your heels on the block right there. The way I'm doing it right here, you can place them on the block. For me, keeping my heels down feels a little more comfortable, so I'm going to bring it down. This posture is known in the school that I trained to be a teacher. This was called Parvat Asan. Parvat means mountain. In North America, I understand this is called downward facing dog. Have you heard of that, Ann? Downward facing dog?
Yes. I think
Although you haven't. Both of you are very new to yoga, so I'll just introduce this term to you. Downward facing dog, or Adho Mukha Shvanasana. Adho is downward, Mukha is face or facing, Shvana is dog. So literally, if you watch a dog, if you have dogs as pets and you watch them, they always go arch their back, and they really go deep. They dip their head between their, well, I would say shoulders for us, but it's really legs for them. So I don't think dogs have shoulders, right? So keep holding. You should feel that stretch. Let's inhale. Bring the right foot between the hands. Inhale and bring the right foot. If your foot doesn't come forward all the way in the first go, that's okay. Use your hands to push your foot forward or wiggle your right foot forward. Place the left knee on the floor. Uncurl your toes in the left foot and ease off just a little bit. So you want to make sure, in yoga we do take a few liberties. I know there's some kind of muscle association that says your knees should not go past your toes. But you know what? We want to feel the stretch. So if our body says, and Ann is a runner, so you can vouch for this. If your body says you feel comfortable, it's okay, right? When you finish running, don't you do stretches?
Yeah, I do.
You do, right?
I do it before running and after.
Before and after. So all we do in yoga is we just give it a name. So every stretch that you do when you run, after you run and before, probably just has a name in yoga. So don't think of yoga as anything very esoteric. It's actually very inclusive. It's not exclusive. The moment we dip and we bring our knees a little forward, you feel a beautiful stretch in the upper left thigh, the front of the upper left thigh, which is your quadricep. Now, this posture is called Ashwini. This particular pose, this particular movement is called Ashwini Mudra. Now, Ashwini is horse. It's actually Ashwa Sanchala Asana. The whole posture is like a horse. Now, we are going to give it a little bit of a Yogaxpress twist. So right knee is up, left arm goes up. Inhale, raise the left arm up, place your left knee, good. Exhale, dip your left elbow over your right knee. Use your right hand to push it in if you need to. And place your right palm on top of your left palm. Raise your right elbow, look up at your raised elbow. This posture has a name in Sanskrit as well. It's called Parsva Kona Namaskara. Namaskara, as you can see, is prayer. Parsva Kona, intense twist. And the reason we included this, and we like to call it a Yogaxpress twist, the obliques, the side of the body, side of the midriff, were the only large muscle group in the sun salutation that was not addressed. So we wanted to make sure we included that. Inhale, let's come out of that. Place your palms beside your right foot. Indra, are you calling me names in your mind? Curl your toes in the left foot. Lift your left knee off of the floor. Take the right foot back. plank position. Now, this is more or less like a military push-up, but except in military push-up, I believe you have your elbows out. We're going to keep our elbows close together. Danda or plank. If you want to test your low back, tighten your low back muscles and bend your elbows. Now, this is a little harder for girls than it is for guys. Place your knees on the floor. Very nice adaptation, Indra. If you notice, what Indra did when she was in the plank position, she moved her hands forward just a little bit. Sometimes, especially for girls, we may not have as much arm strength as men. So if you want to take some of that pressure off of your shoulders, you can bring your arms forward. So if you want to just test yourself, challenge yourself, go a little crazy, keep your arms directly below your shoulders. Knees are on the ground, your toes are curled in. We're going to talk you through two postures, transitioning one to the other. We're going to go through a posture called Ashtanga Namaskara. Anga, Ashta is 8, Anga is limbs, and the 8 limbs that make contact with the floor, the ground, or the mat would be your 2 feet, or the toes on your 2 feet, your knees, that's 2 and 2, 4, your hands, chest, and chin. So we're going to exhale as we dip our chest in, down, all the way. We're going to inhale, come up in cobra position, Bhujang Asana. Hi, Carmen. Exhale and dip. Inhale. Let's come up. Uncurl your toes and keep your elbows. Let's come up. Press with your palms and lift your head up. Lift your chin and your head up. Very nice. Now, in order to be able to lift your head higher, you want to tighten your low back muscles. So you want to tighten your buttocks and your low back. Press with your palms and lift. As you lift, keep breathing. Don't forget to breathe. When we ask you to hold, it's always hold your posture, never your breath. So now press with your palms. If you want to test your low back, take your hands off of the floor. Very nice. Place your palms back. Curl your toes in. Inhale, lift your buttocks all the way up. Inhale, bring your forehead down. Press with your palms. And let's come up. Back into mountain. Hold it right there. When I first started training, Indra, it's amazing how some postures are known as rest postures. When we're starting out,
Yes.
it doesn't feel like a rest posture. This was considered a rest posture in my school. And I'd say, oh, yeah, right. That's not rest, that's really painful. But after a period of time, you find that this is a great moment to start exhaling. And as long as you keep holding your heel, as long as you keep pressing your heel down, and you keep exhaling, try to use your lower abdominal muscles to inhale and exhale. Now, we're going to inhale, bring our left foot forward, and then the right foot joins it. Let's do that first. Inhale. Left foot, and then the right. Padahasta, we're back in Padahasta. Clasp your palms together. Keep your back nice and straight. Inhale, let's come up. Exhale and release. Very nice. I noticed there are different ways of bringing your arms down. 8 minutes, that's great, thank you. There are different ways of bringing your arms down as well. Now, I have not forgotten, we have to stretch the other side, so we will do that too.
I was thinking about
Yeah, no, we do want that balance. But every now and then we want to give a few tips to our viewers. When we bring our arms down, if you're in a very small studio or a small apartment, you want to be mindful of people around you. Well, if you're alone in your apartment, you still want to be mindful of the furniture around you. So you don't want to bring your arms all the way out the way I usually do. I'm just totally pampered. So I just pretend the whole world is my oyster, so my arms go out. But Josiane, another participant who is today crewing for us, she likes to bring her palms down in front. It doesn't matter which way you do it, you just want to be sure that you get a workout. When I bring my arms out, I get a little more of a stretch. It helps release any tension in my trapezius, in the base of my neck. But when you bring your palms down the center, it helps you focus inward. So either way, you are getting something for your workout. Okay, I haven't forgotten the other side. Let's stretch the other side. We have about 7 minutes left, and we are workshopping this for you. Typically, the sun salutation, you should be able to do it in one circuit. One full side would take you about 30 seconds. You just flow through it like a dance motion. And we're literally running in yoga terms. We're going to run through, but we're really moving through. We have 7 minutes. Great. So we're going to spend the next 5 minutes working the other side of the body. Heels are together, toes slightly apart, palms in front of your chest. Who remembers which leg went back first?
Left.
Left or right?
Left went first.
Left went back first? Okay, this time we'll take the right one back. Thank you for reminding me because I'd forgotten. Inhale the arms up. So from Namaskar to Hasta Uttana. Now that you know what's coming next, there is a sense of relief. There's less tension when you know what follows. Exhale, fold from the hip. You might notice I'm actually trying to use a nice deep guttural breath called Ujjayi breathing. Ujjayi means throat or funnel or pipe. And all it is it's a kind of a whispering sound, a whispering exhale that comes from the back of the throat. That helps me stay in the moment because then I'm consciously remembering to breathe. Also, Ujjayi breathing helps you detox much faster. Now, Padahasta, hands to feet. Place your hands about 16 inches in front of your feet. Take the right leg back first. And let me come forward just a little. And then the left leg back. We're in mountain. Not yet. You're ahead of yourself, Indra. Let's come in mountain position. So get your buttocks nice and high. Now this time, because we know what's coming next, I don't have to explain as intensely as we did the first round. So this time, all we're going to do is get deeper into the posture. We're going to keep dipping our head between our biceps. Keep exhaling and dip. Think of all those dogs trying to relax. You know, it's nice and warm outside and the dog is getting a beautiful stretch. Now, inhale, bring the left foot forward. Inhale, bring the left foot between the hands. Ashwa Sanchala. Place the right knee on the floor. Uncurl your toes in the right foot. Ease off just a little bit. Thank you. Now, you want to just ease off just a little bit to be able to get your poise, because the next twist that we're going to do, Parsvakona Namaskara, is a little bit of a balance involved in there. Here's a little tip to help you hold your balance. And especially when you're in a twist, you want to start staying in the moment. But if you're in a standing balance posture, look at a point in front of you that doesn't move. Don't look at people. Don't look at anything that moves. Just look at some point. So here in the studios, we're probably going to look at the mic, maybe the orange cones, anything that helps us keep our focus. Now, keep exhaling and dip your hips. So you want to feel that beautiful, delicious stretch in your quadriceps on the front of your upper right thigh. Left knee is up. Right arm goes up. Inhale. Exhale. Dip your right elbow over your left knee. Place, very nice, place your left palm on top of your right and lift. Raise your left elbow, look up at the raised elbow and hold. Remember what hold means? Just hold your posture. Keep holding. Stay in the moment. You're getting a wonderful twist for your obliques, this time on the left side, and a beautiful stretch of the obliques on the right side. Inhale. Let's come out of that position. Place your palms beside your left foot. Curl your toes in the right foot. Take your left foot back to meet the right in plank position. Now this is the plank or Dandasana. In this posture, it does test your low back, so you want to be very careful. You don't hurt yourself. Place your knees on the floor. Knees, chest and chin in Ashtanga Namaskara. We're going to exhale and dip our chest, inhale and glide out into Cobra. Exhale and dip. Uncurl your toes, inhale and come up. Place your elbows close to your body. Was that 3? Great, thank you. Place your elbows close to your body. Keep your fingers nicely splayed just below your shoulders. Very nice. And to test your low back, you want to inhale and lift your palms off of the floor. To hold your lift, you can press with the tops of your feet on the floor. That's how snakes do it. They press with their tail. Okay, palms back on the floor. Curl your toes in. Inhale and lift. Thank you. Forehead close to the ground. Inhale, lift your buttocks off of the floor in mountain position. Let's come up. And when you're nice and rested, take a couple of deep exhales. Bring your right foot forward and then the left foot forward to meet the right foot. Place your palms together. Inhale, let's come up with a nice straight back. This time, I'm going to be mindful of my friends on the side. Exhale and release. Let's sit down for a while. I want to get some reaction, and before we do that, we've only done a 12 posture sun salutation twice. Thank you. And we're totally charged. But before I go ahead and get your reaction, I'd just like to thank our wonderful crew again today for making this episode happen. This program, Yogaxpress, was filmed in the studios of Manhattan Neighborhood Network. We have on camera Alan Prendergast, Paul Johnson, Tiffany Winter, Sasha Horry, Beverly Dixon, Winston Gilchrist, and Joshua Garcia. And in the control room, we have Josiane Hurd, Sharon Quinn, Florence Choice, Fauzia Najjar. Again, if I missed anyone, forgive me. I will acknowledge you, at least in the credits for sure. I'd also like to thank Drew Taylor, Roberta Espinel, our facilitators for today, and Rich Spezial for the lights in the back, studio manager Rich. And thanks to everybody for making this episode happen. Reaction. Are your batteries fully charged?
It's quite a workout. You know, it seems so simple. Stretch here, stretch there. It's quite a workout.
And a lot of it has to do with breathing. Every time you find that a posture is too intense, start exhaling.
In a couple more episodes, I'm going to have a great body.
That's right. And you're going to feel great. That's the amazing thing. How do you